All right, let's jump right into this epic explainer. We're going on a legendary desert adventure filled with thunder, lightning, and some incredibly ancient secrets. Just imagine traveling through a vast, sprawling desert. You've just escaped a life of harsh labor, and you are finally free. But the craziest part, the most amazing part of the journey is just about to begin, right at the base of a towering, rumbling peak known as Mount Sinai. So, picture this. You're standing there in your colorful Egyptian-style tunic. The wind is howling, the ground beneath your sandals is literally shaking, and the sky is just completely lit up with flashes of brilliant yellow and purple lightning. And then, over the loud blast of a horn, a massive voice actually booms from the sky. Seriously, what would you do? I mean, you'd probably freeze right in your tracks. Well, that booming voice shaking the earth, that belongs to God. And before anything else is even said, God starts with this massive, powerful reminder. He says, I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the abode of slavery. It's this huge reassurance, you know? It's basically God's way of saying, hey, remember me? I'm the one who just rescued you from that terrible, unfair life in Egypt. I am totally on your side. Moving into our first major theme, loving and honoring God, which covers the first 4 rules. Because God didn't just free the Israelites to let them aimlessly wander around the desert. He gave them a very special code for living a good life. These first 4 rules are all about prioritizing a loving, reverent relationship with the divine. It demands exclusive allegiance, meaning no other gods before me, and absolutely no fake carved images or idols. It also asks for deep reverence by never using God's name lightly. And finally, keep the Shabbat. And that last one beautifully illustrates our human need for rest. Think about it. You work hard on day 1, you labor through days 2 to 5, you wrap everything up on day 6, and then on the 7th day, bam, you just stop. It's a Shabbat, a fully dedicated day of rest. This teaches us that physical and spiritual rest are absolutely necessary, and it recognizes that God is the ultimate provider for you, your family, and even your animals. Okay, that brings us to the next section. Loving and respecting others. This covers the next 6 rules. So, once you have a great relationship with God, how are you supposed to treat the people around you? Well, these next 6 rules are basically the glue that holds a happy community together. It's all about practicing justice and absolute integrity. It means honoring your father and mother, protecting the absolute sanctity of life by not murdering, and keeping family promises. Plus, no stealing and no lying, which means total honesty and respect for other people's stuff. But wait until you hear the last one. What's really fascinating here is this final rule against coveting. To covet means obsessing over what someone else has, like maybe your neighbor's house, their cool animals, or their awesome toys, instead of being happy with what you have. This teaches us a massive secret about life. True peace and happiness come from peaceful contentment, not from being jealous. Now, let's look at the trembling, smoking mountain. An absolutely awesome display. Actually, let's rewind for just a second. Imagine that mountain completely covered in vibrant red smoke, with that massive ram's horn blasting louder and louder. There is this incredible contrast happening right here. On one side, the terrified people are standing way far away, literally shaking, telling Moses, "You speak to us. Don't let God speak with us, or we're going to die." But brave Moses? He calmly stepped forward, right into the thick, colorful darkness where God was. Which leads right into our next part. Do not be afraid. Moses steps up to offer some much-needed reassurance. Seeing everyone absolutely terrified, Moses knew he had to step in and calm things down. He raised his hands and called out, "Don't be afraid, because God has come only to test you and make you fear him so that you won't commit sins." He's basically explaining that God wasn't trying to hurt them at all. Rather, God was just showing off his incredible power to inspire awe, which would help them make good choices and stay away from bad ones. And you know, right after giving these rules, God gave them a really specific instruction for how to worship. He told them to build a simple altar out of the earth or by using uncut stones. He specifically said, no tools allowed and absolutely no fancy steps. Why? Well, because if you use a tool on it, you profane it. God wanted their worship to be simple, pure, and grounded, without anyone trying to show off. Finally, we reach the ultimate moral, the real keys to a happy life. As we wrap up this incredible ancient event, we can clearly see the grand design behind the smoking mountain. It all really boils down to 2 huge, beautiful ideas.
The first is about prioritizing a loving relationship with God, giving exclusive allegiance, having deep reverence, and making time to rest. And the second idea is all about respecting others, honoring family and life, keeping absolute integrity, and finding true peaceful contentment.
Thank you so much for joining this epic explainer today. I really hope you loved learning about the Trembling Mountain and this amazing ancient code for a happy life. But before you go, here is a quick question for you to think about. Which of these 10 rules do you think is the absolute most important for our world today? Think about it. And if you had fun on our adventure today, click the bell button, like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.